Does Outer Banks actually stick the landing after 6 years? Because after that insane season 4 ending, there was one question every fan had: can this show really work without JJ? Well, Outer Banks season 5 is finally here on Netflix. This is the final chapter for the Pogues, and honestly, I went into this season with mixed feelings. Part of me wanted one last crazy treasure hunt, but another part of me was thinking, bro, how do you even finish this story after everything that happened? So, in this review, I'm keeping things spoiler free, and we're going to talk about the good, the bad, and most importantly, is this final season actually worth your 10 hours? Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you've been riding with the Pogues since 2020, then yeah, this season feels weirdly emotional. We've watched these guys go from teenagers chasing treasure to basically fighting for their lives every other week. And now it's over. Season 5 has 10 episodes, with each episode running around 45 to 55 minutes. And thankfully, Netflix released the whole season at once. No waiting weeks, no part 1, no part 2. You can literally sit down and binge the entire final chapter. And trust me, once this season gets going, you'll probably want to. So let's get into it. The story picks up right where season 4 left us completely broken. JJ is gone, and the group is not exactly okay. Everyone is dealing with the loss in their own way, especially Kiara. But because this is Outer Banks, obviously nobody gets time to sit around and process their emotions. There's another treasure. This time, the big mystery revolves around the Blue Crown, a mysterious relic that is said to make the impossible possible. And now the Pogues are being hunted by some seriously dangerous enemies. The chase takes us from Morocco all the way back to Kildare Island, and this really feels like one last giant adventure. But what I liked most is that the treasure isn't really the only thing at stake anymore. It's their friendship, their survival, and whether they can actually come out of all this together. Now, let's talk about what season 5 gets right. First, Kiara. This is probably the strongest emotional part of the entire season. The creators clearly understood that JJ's death couldn't just be treated like some random plot twist and then forgotten. Kiara is dealing with grief, anger, revenge, and eventually trying to figure out how to move forward. And Madison Bailey does a really good job with it. Some of her scenes genuinely hit harder than I expected. Second, Rafe Cameron once again. Drew Starkey is stealing scenes. Seriously, this guy knows exactly how to make Rafe unpredictable. His internal conflict, his redemption arc, and the way he carries himself this season add a lot of tension. Whenever Rafe shows up, you know something is about to happen. And that's exactly what you want from this character. Third, the action. And yes, Outer Banks is going big again. We get runway chases, bridge sequences, island storms, and plenty of moments where you're just sitting there thinking, these people really never learn. But that's also why the show works. The middle part of the season moves insanely fast. Once you hit those episodes, it becomes very easy to say, okay, just one more. And suddenly you've watched 3 episodes. And finally, the ending. This is where the season really feels like a goodbye. When the group gets back to their home turf, you start getting that classic Outer Banks feeling again. The golden hour shots, the summer music, the island atmosphere. It honestly reminded me why season 1 and season 2 worked so well in the first place. And those final 15 minutes, for longtime fans, I think they'll leave you with a pretty satisfying smile. But yeah, it's not perfect. The first 2 episodes are probably my biggest issue. They feel a little stretched out, almost like the show is still cleaning up the mess left behind by season 4. The real Outer Banks energy doesn't fully kick in until episode 3, so you might have to be a little patient at the start. Second problem, the Pogues are still the Pogues, and by that I mean they still make some seriously questionable decisions. You've got characters trying to be quiet during secret missions while basically yelling across the room. At some point I was like, guys, the villains are literally right there. Some situations are so forced that you just have to stop thinking logically and enjoy the ride. And honestly, that has always been Outer Banks, so take it or leave it. And then there's the villain problem. There are a lot of threats this season. You've got the main villain, then side villains, then more twists, then fake outs, and after a while, the story starts feeling a little crowded. The show also brings back that classic Outer Banks. Wait, did that character just die? Formula, and this time, they use it a little too much. But here's the thing, despite all of that, I still think season 5 works. Because if you've been watching Outer Banks for the realistic physics, perfect decisions, and airtight logic, yeah, you picked the wrong show. That has never been the point. The point is the friendship, the adventure, the crazy treasure hunts, the feeling of being young, reckless, and completely in over your head. And season 5 understands that. It gives us a final adventure, a lot of emotion, some really strong character moments, and most importantly, it feels like a goodbye. So, Would I recommend it? Yeah, especially if you've been with the Pogue since the beginning. Outer Banks Season 5 gets 4 out of 5 stars from me. It's not a flawless final season, but it is a solid, emotional, feel-good goodbye that gives these characters the kind of ending most fans were hoping for. And honestly, after 6 years of treasure hunting, betrayals, storms, bad decisions, and somehow surviving everything, I think that's enough. Now tell me in the comments, are you happy with how Outer Banks ended? And more importantly, who is your all-time favorite Pogue? Drop it down below. And if you enjoyed this review, hit that like button, share this video with another Outer Banks fan, and subscribe for more fast-paced movie and series reviews. I'll see you in the next one.